welcome to the second episode of Season 2 of the Nothing But Respect podcast, an official podcast from HailHailMedia. I'm OC Boy, and today I'm once again joined by Bruce Hillboy. How you doing, Bruce?
Not too bad, thanks, Dan.
And there is a triumphant return to the podcast for Mr. James Hunter. How are you, Hunter?
I'm not bad, thanks. Happy to be back.
So, we're bringing you the pod 24 hours after Celtic's first leg of their Champions League playoff tie against Hapoel Beer Sheva. It was a 7-goal thriller and it finished up Celtic 5, Hapoel 2. So I'll just get your initial thoughts. Bruce, what did you make of the game?
It wasn't a game for the faint-hearted. Thought it was a great first half. And then we've actually been discussing all last year was moments of madness costing us big in Europe. Thought it was going to be the case again, but I don't know. I'm not going to say I was confident because at 3-2 I genuinely thought we need to score again. Know that we will score again. I just didn't think we need to score because all I could think about was Malmo. But credit to the Rodgers, credit to the team. They come back and scored 2 goals just about cancel out their 2 goals.
Hunter, obviously, me and you were at the game last night. What did you make of it?
Aye, much the same as Danny. First half we were excellent in getting the 2 goals for Griffiths. Kind of the last 5 minutes of the half were massive. Going in 3-0 at half time was amazing. And last year I remember the Malmo game thinking, I don't want to go in 2-0 at half time because if we do I can see Malmo coming out and scoring, but I didn't feel like that last night, you know. I did jokingly remark to you at half time that it would end up going to 3 each, and then when it went to 3-2 I thought, oh shite, maybe it will. I was worried when it went to 3-2. I think getting the 3-goal cushion was good. 2 goals. I think if we'd won 4-2, I don't think we'd be going into that. We'd be going into that in a good position. But for me personally, I would still kind of feel a bit on edge. But I think the 3-goal cushion leaves us in a really good position, and it was good to see the kind of the fighting spirit in the team and the resilience last night.
I am much the same as you as well. I thought we were outstanding the first half. Even take Griffiths 2 goals in the last 5 minutes out of half away. I just thought we played so well and we had a lot of chances. Sinclair should have scored. Scott Brown was unlucky in the first half as well. And then I was the same, thinking it was the polar opposite of what happened in Malmo, where last season Malmo scored just in the stroke at half time. I thought at the time when Griffiths put that free kick in that was the turning point, whereas and then at half time obviously you're thinking just don't concede, and then you see this Celtic team and 15 minutes later it's 3-2 and you're starting to wonder surely this isn't going to happen again. But I think it was just really good that the team kept going, and shows that I think Rodgers understood as well that taking a 3-2 lead there would be too dangerous, so flinging Dembele on, just going for it. I just thought we played really well. There was a number of great performances. So who impressed you, Bruce?
The whole team impressed me, to be honest. I thought Scott Brown was excellent again. I actually thought Scott Brown showed, like, he was good against Astana, but I thought last night he was a proper leader, and amount of times where McGregor in particular was maybe getting caught out, Brown was in tackling. There's a amount of times Brown, maybe 2 or 3 men in him last night, and he came away with the ball and we were on a break. It was brilliant. Up front, Griffiths was brilliant. He really was. Forrest, I don't know what Rodgers has done to him, but he's come right onto a game. And although he did have a really, really stupid dive in the second half, Forrest, still think he can do better. But it is encouraging to see him playing like this. Thought Sinclair was quiet, but he played a great part in 3 goals. And he should have won a penalty in the first half, and he could have scored himself. So twice. So if that's the kind of quiet you're getting for Scott Sinclair, then he's only going to get better and better in my eyes.
Hunter, what did you make of the team performance? Anybody stand out for you?
Yeah, much the same as Bruce. I thought Brown was excellent last night. I thought he was really immense. You know, we said over the last couple of weeks and stuff that he looked like he was coming on to a game. He was excellent against Hearts. He was really good against Motherwell last week. Good against Astana, and it looked like he was kind of getting maybe back to some of his best. And I thought last night it was absolutely immense for me. Obviously, Griffiths was excellent last night, but for me, personally, Brown was the best player in the park last night. I thought he was unbelievable. And then, like you say, Griffiths was excellent last night. Not just his goals, his all-round play. You know, that setting up the first goal, the ball for Sinclair was unbelievable. When it would have been an easy pass out wide, but he's spotted Sinclair running through. I was happy to see Rogic start last night, and I thought he did well again. He's a brilliant player. He just needs to get that kind of the match fitness, I think, where he can last the 90 minutes. But you see the way that the ball sticks to his feet, like he's got glue on his boots. You know, he's so composed in the ball, and he just, you know, you feel when he's on it, you just feel that he can nick away from players. I think Big Kolo Toure was solid again last night, and his run for the second goal, it was almost like a kind of an Effie Ambrose made easy run, except it was actually kind of good, and it led to something. Overall, I thought the team, there was nobody last night that didn't get pass marks. We were brilliant, but I think for me, Brown man of the match, and Griffiths not far off.
I'd say the same with that. I think Scott Brown's just been excellent. I think it's been brilliant how well he's been playing. I think it's just a mix of, he's probably a bit revitalised under Brendan Rodgers, and maybe this is him completely injury free, but I just think he's been excellent. I think it's a great shout with Kolo Toure. I think he had the couple of mazy runs and done well, but it's just, I've not seen a defender at Celtic like that for a few years who he just tells everybody where to be, and he's constantly giving his defence instructions, and I think he's just going to prove vital for us this season.
Could I just butt in?
Aye.
I hate myself because I completely forgot Toure, and as soon as I stopped talking, I realised to mention him. I thought with Toure, it's the talking, you know, as you say, he just instructs everybody where to be, keeps them calm. Like, I thought we were better defensively last night than we were last week against Motherwell, and we won 5-0. I just think Toure gives us a security that we've not seen since Amy Albi, and nobody talks. Many goals do we lose where the last 5 years, where all the defenders are just turning around and looking at each other as if, where are you? Whereas with Toure, there's no excuses, and it's really good to see that he's bringing us through. He's not even the young boys, but players like Sviatchenko, they're going to come on leaps and bounds playing next to him.
Definitely. I even think, even all the way down to the subs, I thought Dembele was brilliant when he came on, beat on, got his foot on the ball and played pretty well. I thought even Sedianko, I agree with what you're saying. I don't think there was a failure in the team last night. People were having a go at Gordon, but I think it's two good strikes. I know he's beaten his near post, but I think he makes a great save at 4-2 as well, which could be vital.
The first goal's a great goal, in my opinion. That's what we should be looking for Dembele and Griffiths to do, is get that half yard on your man and just hit it as hard as you can at a goal. I thought it was a great strike. Gordon got beat at his near post, but I think sometimes you just need to say it was a great goal. Second goal, we were a wee bit slow in getting back to the midfield, but to be honest, it was only really two breaks up the park for them. Their beat on at the back, I thought was quite good. Their right back gave Tierney a good game, but there were never any spells where you thought, do you know what, we need to sit back for 10 minutes or a small bit going to score. But even when he scored the 2 goals, he put Dembele on, and we went to a kind of 4-2-4 and thought 3-2 is no good, let's go and win 4 or 5.
Definitely. I think that's just I think until near the end of his term we were all fans of Ronnie Dyler, but the one criticism was that he wouldn't change it. I think this team's just shown that they're so flexible and they can adapt to these situations, and if we need to go forward and chase, we will chase.
Well, if the 3-2 last night, right now I'm a big fan of Dyler, as you know. He would have took Rogic off and put Armstrong on or something. Or, because Beaton probably would have started, he might have put McGregor on and tried to go like a kind of flat three in the middle, and it just wouldn't have worked. Whereas Rodgers sees, the two up front, he likes going to it, never mind changing from 2 to 1 when it's tight. He likes going for a 1 to a 2, because the best form of defence is attack.
Aye, definitely. What was your thoughts on Hapoel, Hunter? What did you make of them?
I didn't think they were that bad. To be honest, I thought we were just streets ahead of them last night. I still think they'll cause us problems. I thought they were fairly tidy on the ball when they got it, and they took their 2 chances well. I think that the way they took those 2 chances, kind of says to you next week it's no quite over yet. They'll get chances again. And they're obviously not a bad side. The record they've got at home and knocking out Olympiacos. I just thought we were by far the better side last night, and I think we've got that. Where if we've got a team now that we can be the best. We can play teams off the park, and if it's all about if we turn up, then that's fine. But I thought they were okay. I didn't think they were that bad. We've played a lot worse. I didn't think Malmo were up to much last season when we played them. So I thought they were okay. They were alright, but we were just miles ahead.
What about you, Bruce? What did you make of them?
Same as Hunter. Didn't think they were that bad. I thought Celtic were just that good in the first half. They had a wee 25 minutes in the second half where, I think we were a wee bit on the back foot, but it's Hunter says, it's just the 2 goals in a minute freaks me. It just shows you that it can happen. So if it happens next week, they're going to have fans baying for more goals, and you just need to be wary of that. But I thought they were neat and tidy on the ball, but I thought they were, when they went to they started at 5, I thought they were quite scared of Tierney and Lustig, and it left players like Sinclair and Forrest in space, which worked to their advantage. So they clearly done the homework. Strikers were decent, but I didn't think this mob are dangerous. But something I says, I didn't think that happened Malmo either.
Aye, I don't really disagree. I don't think there's too much myriad about that. So, how do you see the tie now? Is it a case of go there and score and the game's done, or do you think we still need to be on our guard? Obviously, we will be on our guard, but how do you see them as a threat next week, Hunter?
I think if we score, we'll be fine. I mean, I really can't see us losing by 3 goals next week. I can't see it, but I think we still need to be wary. But the thing is, they have to come at us now, and I think we've got good enough players in there. We're going to find a lot of space when they are coming at us, and I think we're well capable of scoring there, and I think we will. So I think we've pretty much done enough to go through the tie. I mean, I would have loved a 6th goal last night. That would have, made me feel a lot more calm going into it. But I think, we should be fine. I don't want to make any big daft hubristic predictions about it next week, because you never know how games like these can go. But you'd have to fancy us to see it out.
Bruce, you happy with the 5-2 taking it earlier?
No. No, I was just thinking last night, if the roles reversed, right, and we lost 5-2 there, you'd be saying, like, an early goal, get a crowd up on them and that, and we seen how that worked against Legia. But if Sinclair would have scored that chance, I'd have been so happy with 6-2. But it's a great position to be in. Don't go beat 3-0 and you're through. So if we don't go through next week, they don't deserve to be there, to be honest. But I'm happy with 5-2. I'd have took a 3-goal cushion, but you do need to be wary. Like, an early goal could kill the atmosphere there, which would be great. But if it's a rerun of Celtic versus Inverness away from home in 2009, then give me it right now.
I think what you're saying, if we get an early goal, then it's fine. But I think if they get an early goal,
Aye.
you want to see how we react, because they'll be, like you say, their fans will be baying for it and they'll be pushing them on, and it's how do we react to that. If we then were to lose another goal after that, you start thinking, oh, here we go again.
Utrecht.
It's no. I'm wary of saying that the tie is over yet, but I actually felt a wee bit encouraged. I was listening to Sports Sound from last night this morning on the way to work, and I was quite encouraged to hear that their manager was kind of saying that he thought it would be a bit too big a job for them to get back in the tie. I know he's maybe mind games or whatever, but he seemed to be genuinely downbeat about their chances. So, sometimes you'll get managers or players coming away and saying, you know what, we beat Olympiacos in the last round and that was tougher and we were unlucky tonight, but we feel like we can take them. But that doesn't feel like how they're feeling, and I do think we're capable of going over there and scoring.
Aye, I think the way it's set up is perfect for us, that they will come at us, and I know Roger says he thinks Patrick Roberts might be okay for the weekend. I think that would be a type of game that would suit Roberts down the ground, where teams are going to come out and he's going to have time to run at players. I'd like to think that this team, they seem to have a bit more about them. I'd like to think they're only going to go there and crumble and really expect us to qualify.
You know how it's going to go. They're going to score after 6 minutes or something.
But the good thing is, that's how I know Scott Brown's goal last night was so vital, because see if you go with 4-2 and they score, you're thinking one more goal and we're gubbed.
Definitely.
I think the 5-2 is just a good enough. But like you say, it's a great save from Sinclair right at the end. If you go now with 6-2, you're resting players for the Aberdeen game almost. But
see, I think he's got to treat it like it's 0-0. At least for the first half anyway. I think if we could get half time at 0-0, they might be a wee bit deflated. And remember, they didn't score 3 goals, but just as you say, it's as if they need to come at us. I've never ever enjoyed a team flying forward against us. So, I'm playing devil's advocate a wee bit, but I'm very confident. And as Hunter said, the manager did sound, like it was, well, we're not really meant to be here anyway. We've got bloody well in the Europa League. So, confident, but we do need to be wary, because you know what it's like with Celtic. We never do these yet.
Aye, so that's on Tuesday, so got that to look forward to. This week we've got a feature where Bruce Hillboy is going to post us some questions about certain Celtic players, so I'll pass you to Bruce.
So last year, for everybody who's a Nothing But Respect loyal, will remember that last year, I think it was about 5 or 6 episodes in, me, myself and OC had a good conversation about Lee Griffiths, and I think we all agreed that, I don't know why, but Lee Griffiths seems to be always compared to Gary Hooper at Celtic, possibly because of their goal scoring exploits, and I think we all agreed last year that Hooper was by far and away the better player. I don't think that'll be the same outcome this year, so Hunter, what do you make of Lee Griffiths and compared to Hooper 12 months on?
Griffiths scored 40 goals last season. He carried a lot of the burden of the team, and I think that was unfair on him in some games where sometimes you needed him, but he was carrying us so often last season that it was maybe unfair to expect that of him. I would like to see how he does if we get into the group stages, because I felt frustrated with him at times last season in the Europa League in the groups. Some of the bigger games as well. The semi-final against Ross County, where he missed the penalty, and I just generally didn't think he played well that day. I think he's obviously a good player, and he's obviously got all the talent to make it. He's done so well, and I think last night he got up to 72 goals. I was a massive fan of Hooper. He scored in games against Rangers. He scored in the Champions League, in the groups and stuff. So I think if Griffiths can do it again, if he can do it in the group stages, I think he'll maybe overtake Hooper. They're strikers who score goals, so they're always going to be compared to each other, especially how close they came together in terms of their time playing at Celtic. But I think I've lost my train of thought here. I think Hooper always was always there for us in the big occasions, finals, semi-finals, games in Europe. Lee Griffiths mostly has, but I think if he can do it this season, then he'll be well on his way to proving that he's done well. And I think Griffiths needs to be cut a little bit of slack as well, in that he was up against it for when he came here. There were obviously issues surrounding him about why he came here, and he was always going to have that kind of stigma attached to him of being an SPFL player, being on loan at Hibs and stuff, that was his level, and he was maybe never really going to go above that, whereas Hooper was different. He was coming up from England and scored a lot of goals in the Championship and got off to a really good start. But I really think, and Hooper played in a better team than Griffiths did last season anyway, and probably the season before. So I'm still not 100% convinced that Griffiths is better than Hooper yet, but he very well may get to that point.
And I think Dan's going to argue the other way.
Right, before I start here, I'm just going to state that I love Gary Hooper, and I loved him when he was at Celtic. But as time goes on, if you were giving me the straight option of Lee Griffiths or Gary Hooper, you could ask me 100 times, and every time now it would be Lee Griffiths. And I'll tell you why. I think every game he plays, Lee Griffiths seems to improve. And whether it's today, because you could make the argument that Gary Hooper's probably more clinical than Lee Griffiths, but I think you're relying on, when you look at Griffiths and Hooper, you would say, if Hooper gets a chance, he's going to take it. But the way I see Griffiths now, he's going to make a chance out of nothing, whether it be, say, a free kick, he's run for the goal. I feel overall, as a forward striker for us, Lee Griffiths is going to do more. And I don't know what it is, because I know a lot of fans are sceptical when we signed Lee Griffiths, and he did have to work hard to get most of them, and I think finally most are convinced by him. I think there was talk when Dembele was brought in, and arguably when Guidetti was brought in as well, that Griffiths was seen as not good enough. But I think Griffiths is just that determined to be a success and be Celtic's number one striker, that he's almost a good headache for Celtic managers to have, because I think he's probably, apart from Scott Brown now, probably the number one name on the sheet, because I don't think we can afford to leave him out just because of how much he's bringing to the team these days.
So I get deciding vote, it would seem.
We all know the way this is going. What I'll say as well, right? I'm going to stick up for Griffiths here as well. I think Griffiths' all-round game is probably better than Hooper's. I think that Griffiths is exceptional in the air. I think he does really well in the air. Jokic's header last night, I think he's better than Hooper was at that kind of thing. I don't know if I'm maybe biased because Hooper was as handsome as it gets, really. And how can you not judge or base your footballing opinions on how handsome a guy is? But I just there's something about Hooper as a striker, and I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe just nostalgia for a period of time that I really liked and a team that I really liked, and maybe that clouds my judgment. But I think it would be very close between them.
Right, I've changed my mind 4 times during the discussion. I think it's very close. I think that OC's right. Griffiths is his determination to be a success at Celtic and to be scoring every week and becoming a better player every game. It's endearing to his supporters. And as Hunter says, Hooper's goals in big games, Hooper provided some great moments for us. So if I was to pick at the minute, it would be Hooper, based on Griffiths hasn't done it in the group stages yet. And
He's not played in the group stages in the Champions League though. You forget last year against Malmo, he scored 2 goals at home.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't to blame for us not qualifying.
No, nobody's saying he is. But Hooper's been at that level, so he's getting the benefit of the doubt. And Hooper scored
2 goals in the group stages in the Champions League.
A big goal away from home against Spartak and a big goal at home against Spartak. And the system that he played, he didn't play against Barcelona at home either.
He was injured against Barcelona at home.
I think in a year's time it would be majority Griffiths. I just think Hooper, he done it in the bigger games. As Hunter says, many times did we get beat last year.
See what I would argue with that, right? Hooper he would always score in the what used to be known as an old firm. But see, if you think about it, Griffiths has only had 2 of them and he scored in one of them and rattled the bar in the last minute at the last one that could have easily. I think probably what's hindered Griffiths a bit is that in these 2.5 years, he's not really had as much big games as he could have.
Right, which is fair on him, but the point still stands that maybe it isn't his fault, right? But after a lot of your defeats last year, me and Hunter were saying to each other, we get nothing for Griffiths again tonight. He never showed, didn't create anything. He looked lost up there, and that's maybe down to this formation we're playing. But even Hooper's just, he was a poacher supreme, and Hooper was exactly what we needed at that time. We bereft of goals after Robbie Keane left us, and Robbie Keane went back, and I just think the new Hooper done it at a bigger level. Hooper's goals won cup finals, so as much as I love Griffiths, and I think that Rodgers coming in, Griffiths was the perfect player to start building his team around because he'll work hard for him, and maybe in a year I would go with Griffiths, but right now I'd go for Hooper. Primarily based on Hooper's bigger games, and I know it's alright saying Griffiths never really had a chance, but he was poor in Europe last year. I know he scored twice. That was it once against Fenerbahce, but
once against Fenerbahce, aye.
And he did score goals in the Europa League, but I just would have been more confident with a Hooper type up there. And I think that Griffiths' game is improving, whereas Hooper was a wee bit more of the finished article.
I also think what sort of soured me against Gary Hooper was that I just felt like he was desperate to leave for 6 months. See the second Norwich, interested, and like I say, I still love Hooper and I'll always have fond memories of him, but see if you were to tell, like, Griffiths is only 26, see if you were to tell me he'll still be at Celtic in 10 years, I could believe you, because I don't think there's a club that would come in for Griffiths that he'd be banging Rodgers' door down saying that he wants to go. I think he gets everything about Celtic, and it's only going to, I think he'll score between 150 and 200 goals for us, if I'm going to go right out on a limb and say that.
I agree as well, but I'm not convinced that Hooper was desperate to go. Hooper, Ledley, guys like that, they both did leave to go down south, but I kind of felt like if we'd paid them kind of what they wanted a week, they'd have happily stayed. I think they both really loved it at Celtic. I mean, you look at Hooper tweeting last night, he's no forgotten about Celtic, you know, gone down south, and it's just, well, that was a period. He still, it wasn't anything major, the tweet, it was just saying that we were on fire, but, you know, it's he still remembers, and I do think if we'd paid him kind of at the same kind of level of what we were playing Scott Brown, I think he would have stayed. So I don't know, but I agree. I think Griffiths probably looks at this and thinks this is as big a club as he's going to get, and you know, he has endeared himself to the fans, and he can go on to become a club legend if he does score between 150 and 200 goals, and he is likely going to be the next Celtic player who scores 100 goals. So I
just take back one up there as well. Hooper's seed was turned about playing for England. You know, he wanted to play for England. That was a lot of his decision to go down south, and it's just not worked out for him.
But see, as you were saying about the Barcelona game and being injured, not playing, I'm almost certain Hodgson was quoted as saying he was picked for England friendlies at that time as well. So I think the closest he's ever came to getting an England cap was at Celtic. I know that's obviously he thinks he could have went down to Premier League, and I don't blame him for trying, but like I'm not holding that against him. I'm just saying that like that's part of my reasoning that I've got Griffiths at heart now.
But he had evidence at hand. His teammate Fraser Foster was doing it in the Champions League. He was clearly a better goalkeeper than Joe Hart, and Joe Hart still gets an easy ride in that English media. Like, even though it's terrible, but Foster only started becoming like a regular as soon as he signed for Southampton. So Hooper's looking at that, saying I've got a better goalkeeper here. Need to get down south and get my name mentioned. Now, everybody thought Hooper would be a massive success when he went to Norwich, so it's been a wee bit of a surprise. But enough about that. The second player that we spoke about last year, and me and Hunter both in the 11 said when it going gets tough, he's got to boot the team. But now I think we might have a different opinion, and that is Tom Rogic. So Darren, what's your view on Tom Rogic 12 months later?
I've always been a fan of Tom Rogic, and I think he's a great player. I think he's probably, if not the best, he's one of the best technically gifted players we've got at the club. I think with the ball at his feet in tight spaces, there's definitely no player better at him than him at Celtic. My only concern is, I know he says earlier that you feel that it's to do with match fitness and that, but my slight worry is that he seems to have had a full pre-season, and I think my only concern is that he lacks a bit of pace sometimes, I feel, and I don't know if that would maybe hinder him at a group stage level. But I was delighted when he signed a new contract, and I'd love to see him be too good to get dropped from that team, because I did worry that he wouldn't fit in Rodgers' system, but Rodgers is obviously a fan, and he seems to have a lot of time for him now, so I think Tom Rogic proved a lot of people wrong last season. Like, he scored a lot of important goals, especially the ones at Tynecastle, etc. Kilmarnock as well, of course. And I thought he's played well. I'm a big Tom Rogic fan, and I see him as a first team player now.
And we said last year, I think it was after the Partick game, that he looked good, but is he the type of player we can rely on? Now the question is he a type of player we can leave out the team?
No, I think he has to start every week. I mean, if you could get 90 minutes out of him consistently, then he would be probably would be up there as first choice pick in the team. But I would still have him. The way that midfield looks now, I would have him in there all the time. Like Darren says, in tight spaces when he's on the ball, there's nobody you would want to have the ball better. You look at his goals, like you mentioned, Kilmarnock, the goal 27th of December, I think it was, when we played Hearts and we drew 2 each. The goal he scored there, the goal last night especially see when you're going to be playing against packed defences in this league, it's good to have somebody who's got that about him where he can take a quick shot from outside the box and get it on target and probably score, or possibly score. And that's a good, different kind of thing to have. And he's really skillful. I mean, you look at his goal against Motherwell last week, I said it was kind of reminiscent of Larsson's against Rangers when we drew 3-3 with them back in 2002, I think it was. The way he just took it on the one foot and then smashed it home with the other. I think he's come on leaps and bounds. You know, I remember seeing him as well against Den Bosch in pre-season last season, and I thought he looks a player. That could be a big season for him, and I think it was. And I think under a manager like Rodgers, he's only going to learn and improve. And you know, I definitely would be in my team every week.
It's just funny you mentioned that, the Den Bosch game. I watched that myself, and he played deeper that night, but he seemed to be the catalyst. I mean, it was only a friendly, but he was the spark of every move. And I was wondering to myself, is he playing for the short window, or you know, is he going to have a future? And he always struck me as a kind of skillful player, reminiscent maybe about Martin Weekhorst, but he reminds me a lot of John Hartson now, knowing types of play. But remember when Hartson signed, if you were picking out an 11, Hartson wouldn't have been in it. But as that season went on and Hartson started to find his feet and score a lot more goals, you couldn't leave him out. And I think Rogic is fast becoming that kind of player. My biggest worry is his fitness. Last night, after about 55 minutes, he was at 3-2, he looked dead. But he's a class act. And I mean, he came on in that semi-final that we don't like talking about, and he missed the penalty, but he dug us out with a great finish. And at the boy's feet, I don't think there's a better player in Scotland, dare I say it. He's as true a striker as the boys we've got. He's never wastes a pass. You know, he's good on the ball. I think he's skillful. And it's funny that in a short space of time we're getting to the point where a player like Rogic, he can't leave it, because in January when the talk of Leeds was coming in, I think we all agreed that, do you know what, he's playing well this season, but you need to accept an offer for him because you never know how long it will last. And I was delighted with the 3-year deal that he got. I mean, that was a great signing. I think it was a really smart bit of business. And he seems to have come in under the radar this year, where people were maybe thinking Armstrong, McGregor, Scott Allen are all going to come into a game under Rodgers. But Rogic has come in, and I think he's forcing his way in, and you can't ignore him for much longer. I mean, he's not getting ignored, but I mean, last night, was that the first big game he started?
Quite possibly. I couldn't think offhand.
I don't think he played much in the Europa League last year at all.
I mean, I think that was the first time in a big game he's been called upon.
It's funny you say that in the semi-final. I know we don't like speaking about the semi-final, but that Foderingham was really lucky to save
his chip
as well. He could have easily scored the winner that day.
When he come on, he changed the game in our favour. It was just, he probably should have started, even though we wanted about his fitness. Rogic should have played that day, because the space that we were getting, he would have lapped it up. And I think Rogic he's so much a complete player now, whereas I seen him under Lennon, and I remember his debut because he beat 3 men and crossed the ball, and Inverness. He beat about 3 men and then crossed, so I think it might have been Hooper or something that scored. But I thought, that boy's a player. But I think he's had a lot of chronic injury worries, and it's just good to see him playing fully for it. And as I say, if that is the first bigger game he started, he's a shoe-in next week, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. So, speaking of the weekend, we are away to St Johnstone. We are a game behind most of the league apart from Partick Thistle because they are glamour friendly against Inter Milan. So what's your thoughts on the St Johnstone game? Start with you, Danny.
Normally I would be, especially the last maybe 3-4 years, I was like, just qualify for the Champions League. So the league games can I get a bye? But we're on such a good wee roll so far this season that it's important to keep it going. And I can't see it other than a convincing Celtic win, because I seen St Johnson's highlights the other night and they didn't look great. So we should be going and winning by a few. And I don't think he'll rest too many players, because as you say, we're a game behind. And even though Hearts and Aberdeen are both winless this season, it is important for us to keep winning.
Hunter, what's your thoughts on the St Johnson game?
Like Danny says, I think we're on a good run now, and it's important to kind of keep that up. I think the league, I think if I'm being honest, I think the league will be. This will come back to bite me, but I think it will be just as comfortable as it's been in the last couple of years. I think we're in really good shape, and rightfully the favourites. I think we're something like 2-9 at the bookies. You know what I mean? And
it's the best price you've got in Celtic in years.
I know, but I just think we should be okay. These early games as well. It's just you get midweek games, and then I mean that was our third, fourth, maybe fifth midweek in a row that we've played, and then had a weekend game.
6.
So it's not been an easy run for us. I can maybe see 3 or 4 changes just to keep everyone fresh.
I don't think you'll do a dial and play the reserves.
No, I don't think there'll be. I don't think there'll be massive changes. I mean, I think we might see Dembele come in. I think you might see Svitchenko come back. You might see Janko start ahead of Lustig, maybe stuff like that. 3 or 4 changes, but if he's fit, but I don't know if he's.
I think De Vries says he's still 2 or 3 weeks away.
So we're on a good roll. You've got to fancy us to win that. We just want to keep winning games. So I think I can see it being pretty comfortable, to be honest. McDermott Park's never really been an easy place for us to go. Games there have always, for the most part, been kind of tight. But I'd fancy us to pick up 3 points and keep on going.
For all this talk of a big squad, it's really come to help, because I think, as you say, they're actually 6 midweek in a row where we've had a game, and obviously they're quite important games. So if you can rotate, we're not losing much by bringing, just say, Dembele in for Rogic, or as you say, Janko in for Lustig. We're not missing out much because these players have played, and whereas under Dyla he was making all these changes, and O'Connell was getting a game and he looked lost, and the other 9 that were playing hadn't played yet this season. So he's really, his squad management's been really good so far this season, and obviously we want to trim the squad in the future, but if we can get to the Champions League, I really think we're a quality midfielder away from being a right good team, and if we can negotiate, I think if we win the League Cup we'll win a treble. That's me going out now. I think
and that's that jinx.
No, but I just think everybody that I've read in the media's tipped another team to win the League Cup due to our European excursions, but we're on such a roll at the moment. We've got Alloa, who are the foreign team in Scotland, and the Hunters Pal in the ranks. But if we beat Alloa, we're into the first semi-final. We all know who we'll probably get. And
if Aberdeen go through, we'll probably get them.
If we can negotiate the League Cup in November, and we're doing well in the Champions League at that point, and we're top of the league, I know it's a lot after, but such a good feeling about Celtic the new. Imagine how it will be in November if we win this League Cup. The Champions League money should, if used correct, obviously, take us away from everybody else in Scotland, and we really should be looking at a clean sweep.
I agree. But on St Johnstone, I think don't want to make too many changes. It's like you say, you can easily bring first team players like Sviatchenko, Janko, Dembele, maybe even Patrick Roberts back in a team and it shouldn't disrupt it too much.
I'd give Roberts 20 minutes at the end. Yeah, I wouldn't really start him because he hamstring injuries and all that. Dodgy way. Wouldn't really put him on at a start game. I'd ease him in. And see, to be honest, I don't think I'd play him next Wednesday for the start either.
I don't know. It depends how we don't know how bad the injury was.
I don't know.
I mean, Forrest and Sinclair are both players with a good bit of pace. I wouldn't be surprised if we went with that again and brought Roberts on later on in the game as time kind of ticks away.
I think he might tighten up and he'll play, as you say, on early 2 wide with Griffiths up top. I think he'll play Beaton, McGregor and Brown in the middle and just kind of try and use Beaton to soak up the pressure and try and hit them in the counter.
So I'll go first with my prediction. I will go Celtic 3, St Johnstone 0. Bruce?
I'll go for 3-0 myself as well.
Well, I was going to go 3-0 as well, but since the Perriers are going to go for it, I will go 4-1.
Right, so just before we go, I know Hunter has a topic he wants to talk about in regards to a certain match on September the 10th and the price of the tickets. So I'll pass you over to Hunter.
Yeah. So I said to you last night I wanted to bury this at the very end because it's all things are all kind of positive now and whatnot. But I think it's an absolute farce that we're going to be charging 49 quid for people to go to a game against a team that have just been promoted from the Championship. There's always been this talk about how we don't need Rangers to survive and the old firm is not a thing that the club recognises anymore, but to me it shows that the two of them are still in bed together, and I get it makes a lot of money and people will say, oh well, nobody's forcing you to pay it, and I get that, but I think it's the whole kind of two clubs working together again and not taking I couldn't go to the game anyway, I'll be working that day, so it's not a case of me thinking, oh, that's 50 quid I would have to pay. It's nothing to do with that. It's about other people who maybe can't afford it. I think it's an absolute joke to charge that much for a league game. I don't know the full story. I said to you last night when we were leaving the game that there was maybe the possibility that Rangers had said that that's what they were charging and they weren't going to back down from that, and we didn't want our fans getting shortchanged going to Ibrox and paying 49 quid and Rangers fans only coming here and paying 30 or whatever, but I think it's a joke, and I'm really disappointed that with all the feel good factor that there's been around the club that something like this has sprung up.
I agree 100% with what you just said. I think it's a disgrace that we are turning away people that can't afford to go to football. They're no, like myself, I openly admit I can't afford a season ticket, and that's why I've not been going to a lot of games recently. I go to any games I can, but I need to plan a game maybe 5-6 weeks in advance, the way I'm working my money in a minute. And there's no way, even if it is a big game like that, I can't wake up on a Saturday morning and be offered a ticket and go, I'm going. So they're turning people like myself away. But to play devil's advocate, and I've been thinking about this a lot, part of me just think this is a fuck you to people that gave their season tickets up when the team that we didn't need ceased to exist 4 years ago. I think this is just a wee, well, you're coming back for tickets now, you're going to pay top dollar for them. I think it's a disgrace, but part of me thinks that Celtic might be fighting back a wee bit.
Aye.
If that's the case as well, I think that's also disgraceful.
That's because it'll become the norm.
Whether or not it's the case, but
because people will pay it, it'll become the norm. You know what I mean? It's only going to go up,
That,
which is a disgrace.
but I think it's. I mean, that is the issue you have. Is you're going to have people that pay it. And desperately hope people don't, but they will. And I suppose it's a business at the end of the day. But it really has annoyed me. People have their views on it. People will be pissed off about it as well, no doubt. But you also have people who will say, "Oh, it's a business," and you just take their money and whatever. But it doesn't sit well with me.
It's alright saying it's a business, but if we qualify for the Champions League, we're already flush. So, and we're all getting told about what a great position we're in. So if you add the Champions League money to that, they're fleecing good people that Celtic fans obviously love out the game. But just I don't pay attention to what much Rangers fans say, but when they got promoted, they were like determined they were going to charge every away supporter £50-60 to come to Ibrox. And if you say that's the case, Celtic maybe know what Rangers are going to charge, then I'm quite upset Celtic board have taken a bet on that. But as you say, at the end of the day, it is a business, and I'll not defend that. But that's Celtic are looking at the extra £20 as, I don't know, that they taking 7,000, £20. I mean, that's a lot of money. And whatever the Celtic fans buy, because they will buy it, because in my opinion there is a lot of fans that didn't go for the last 4 years that will start turning up again, hence increasing season tickets. And I don't agree with Celtic, but I do think there's part of it going, well, you'll pay that dollar. But that begs the question, how much is the Champions League package going to be, or the Europa League, if we qualify? Are we talking 150?
My issue is that aye, on you go, no.
Well, me and Darren spoke about this last night, and we kind of worked out. I think we said something like, what did we say? Something like 96 quid for season ticket holders. We reckon roughly, and about 110-ish for non-season ticket holders.
But is that
was our guess.
See, I would normally agree. I remember getting one when it was.
I'll tell you, from my season ticket, I paid £22 for Astana, £25 for Hapoel. So, if it's a group stage, I'd imagine they'll put it up to, say, 32, 35 or something.
Well, I remember when we last made the group stages, I'm almost certain it was, for when I was a season ticket holder, then it was either 84 or 86 for the 3 games. So I do imagine it'll go up by a wee bit. So that's why I could see 96 to 98, and then I think we need to be careful, because it's a game people will pay it, but we're struggling. We're looking at a point, are we going to be pricing fans out? Look, if we get through, I've obviously said to you to give me a shout about getting season ticket priority, because I want to go and I'll be able to afford it. But you've got to think about other people, and we've had 2 qualifiers that season ticket holders have had to pay for. You get the game against Motherwell, they had to pay for, Leicester City, and again, people say, nobody's forcing them to go to these games, but part of supporting the club you love. And I think the board need to look at how much the fans have given, and maybe cut them a wee bit of slack and not charge too much.
Aye, because speaking from a personal point, I paid over 500 quid for my season ticket this season, and because I'm on the home cup ticket scheme, I've, like I say, 22 for Astana, 25 for last night, 15 quid for Motherwell. I paid the 20 for Leicester. You're going to get another 15, almost certainly for Alloa, and then you're going to have a free match package. That's easily, it's close to, if no more than 200 quid on top of your season ticket.
Aye.
And that's only September.
I was just bringing that up because I got a package when we drew Aalborg, Man United and Villarreal, and I was a non-season ticket order, but I'm sure it was like £92. And What was the Europa League last year? 60?
Aye, it was
20
rough,
a
just
game,
at
wasn't
60, aye.
I'd like to see them continue it, and I know they'll know because it's the Champions League. But as Hunter says, it's been a tough start of the season for the fans. So we're enjoying what we're seeing on the pitch, but the fans have got to be cut a wee bit of slack.
If they're telling us the club's run that well, and then you're saying you're getting £2.5 million for playing Inter Milan, and then you're getting a massive jackpot for qualifying for the Champions League, you'd like to think they would reward the fans, but it remains to be seen. But that was my main issue, like with the Huns tickets, is I think it's absolutely shocking that our home fans are going to be paying, well, the ones that have not got the Huns games included in their season ticket, they're going to be paying more for that than they are a Champions League game against possibly, say, like Real Madrid or Manchester City. Like,
Well, I seen the point. A guy said that he bought his winning season ticket and it was £100, and it was advertised £100, but obviously it's £200 if he's got to take the 2 games plus any Champions League Europa League package.
aye. But we'll see. Unless there's anything else to add, I think that'll bring us to an end. Oh, any last words, Bruce?
For me,
I would just a wee point I made earlier. I think Hunter agreed was I think we're a really good midfielder away from being a right good team, and I'd like to see us, if we get into Champions League, go out and get that midfielder with a bit of steel to let Sinclair, Forrest, Drogic, even to a lesser, lesser extent now, but even Brown get further forward.
And Hunter?
Danny obviously said that in the group chat about us being a good midfielder away, and I'm hoping that come Tuesday, after we've hopefully qualified, that Xavi and Bastian Schweinsteiger will provide what we need in the middle of the park.
Just as well we get rid of
we'll be in
Scott
good
Allen,
shape.
because Xavi would only get in his road.
Aye, that's true.
Hey, so we will be back next week. We are planning a meeting, in fact, for all the Hapoel games, so we'll see if I've got a podcast jinx like certain other podcasts. You can find the official podcast on HailHailMedia. You can also find us on Twitter at RespectThePod, and we've got a Facebook page as well. You can find me at OCBoy. Where can we find you, Bruce?
You can find me at Bruce Hillboy.
And Hunter?
You can find me roaming the streets of Glasgow.
And if you've made it this far, we've got nothing but respect for you. Cheers for listening. Hail, hail.